Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. Good morning, or afternoon, or where what time it is, wherever you are. I'm Ron Brown, and I'll be your host today. This is Tech for Senior Live. It is March the 30th, and a beautiful day in Comox, British Columbia, where I'm broadcasting from. Now, you may think we're all sitting in a studio and we're all sitting having a nice chat, but we're not. And I'll explain that in just a minute. But this is a 1 hour show about tech news. And we're going to be talking about security cameras today, in addition to all the tech news of the week. We're going to, this is broadcast, of course, with StreamYard, and it's going out to our YouTube feed and our Facebook. So, if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you again. If you're watching this as a YouTube short, just click the link and it'll take you right to the show. We're going to, you're wondering where we are as a group. Well, we're all, of course, spread out. In fact, we've brought an international team of experts to talk about all the news of the week. These are the gurus of the gurus around the world, and through electronics, through the magic of internet and technology, we're actually all sitting together, but we're not. We're really in different parts of the world. And I'll talk and introduce everybody in just a minute. But of course, you're probably wondering, who the heck are we? But we want to know who you are. We're just sitting here. We've been talking in the pre-show workup for about half an hour. And so we know who we are, but we'd sure like to know who you are. So if you're out there and you're listening, can you put in the chat maybe who you are, what the weather is, where you're from, the usual things everybody does each week. And we'll of course say hello to you. And we're always interested in new people. We like to give you a big shout out if it's your first time. So if you are listening for the first time, put first time in there, and then I won't be embarrassed when we talk about your name and I say it's first time and you've been on the show all along. So I don't want to get embarrassed. So please put first time in there, and that will help me out. We're of course all from our Monday show called and it's called Tech for Senior. And we are moving into our 4th year now. Boy, it's been a whirlwind of a ride. And our fourth season will be starting Monday. But it's a Zoom meeting. It's not. We don't broadcast. It's a Zoom meeting that we broadcast over to YouTube. But it is a Zoom meeting. So if you are interested in coming to that meeting, you can find the information out at www.techforsenior.com. And I'll just put that up here, and you can see that, and that's www.techforsenior.com. You can go there, and it'll give you all the specifics. So we do broadcast that out on our Monday show, and of course we have our Wednesday show today, and we have our Thursday show today, and then we have, of course, 2 newsletters that we put out each week. So if you want to subscribe to that, we keep in touch. We have a lot of information coming out on our newsletters. I wanted to say last week that I said that we did have a podcast, and we ran the podcast through Spotify, but that is finished now. But we are going to be podcasting and do have a podcast up, and this will be podcasted on YouTube. And I'll have more to say about that. But you can, if you have the YouTube app on your phone, you can see our show today as a podcast on YouTube. And so that's a new feature, and we'll be talking more about that as time goes on. But let me introduce everyone now. You're probably know most of these guys. They're the same group we get together with every week. I'd like to introduce, of course, Huey Poplick from Bradenton, Florida. And Huey, of course, is going to host a show on Monday, which will be the first show on our season 4. So, Huey, are you ready for the big event on Monday?
Yep, and I've got my video or my portion of the show finally done last night, and I had to chop it down a lot. I talk a lot, I guess. And,
yeah, that's one thing we like to do is talk, right?
Absolutely, especially about technology, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. So I'm looking forward. I'll be there in the background listening and cheering you on, but I get the Monday off, right? There we go. And of course, our expert in security, the man who keeps us safe from the bad guys, the guy that saved our bacon on, I think, at the second or third show that we did when we got Zoom bombed. He not only is he a security expert, he is an expert on all sorts of different things, but he's an expert on making videos. Man, you create a lot of videos on technology. He is a technology expert, well-rounded individual, and the nicest guy you're going to meet, and that would be, of course, Bob Gustisha from Los Lunas, New Mexico.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Yeah.
For a change, it's a sunny day. We expect to go almost to 70 today.
Really?
That's a pleasant, except it's going to be very windy. We also have a fire danger warning out. Dry, windy, not so good when it comes to fire danger.
Is that above average temperatures for this time of year, Bob?
No.
Same?
No. We're finally catching up to where we should be.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we have our how will I introduce Ray? Ray is of course a music expert. He's our music director on our Monday show. He of course is part of our team. He promotes music clubs across the country. He is the president of APCUG, but also the treasurer. So he holds all the cash. So he's an honest guy, but he's also a real nice guy and a well-rounded individual who, of course, knows a lot about music. And so we really do enjoy Ray when he's on the show, and he's his music segment on our Monday show is one of the most popular. I think, Huey, he's even getting more popular than you and I don't know about this, but what do you think? This is a bit much, eh?
Yeah, music does that.
Yeah. There you go, Ray.
Well, you know what? To me, music brings us together. There are so many things in life that push us apart, but there's unity in music. When we like the same kind of music, we have so much in common. So I'm a big proponent of that, as you know.
Music even soothes the bad guys.
Yeah. We don't go to nightclubs to listen to people talk on the stage. We go to nightclubs to listen to music.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing that people should remember, particularly with the information we put in our newsletter, in the Tuesday newsletter, Ray's playlist is there, and all the music that he's accumulated over the 3 years that we've been doing this is all in that playlist. So if you are interested in his type of music, you just turn the playlist on and the music just keeps going for days.
And I think I told you we had some friends from California in, and I told them a little bit about Tech for Senior, et cetera, and what I do. Yeah. And they said, "Gee, too bad I can't hear any of the music there." I said, "Wait a second." And I sent him the link. He still hasn't answered.
He's still listening. He won't be answering for a while. He's still listening to the music, right?
Exactly.
There you go. That's good. And I guess the question is, Huey, do we have anyone out there listening to us?
Yeah, and they're all talking about their weather, and I forgot to talk about mine. It's 71 right now,
I don't
and it's
want to
going
hear
to
your
8,
weather. It's always
and it's
nice.
going to 87 today.
Right. All right. Let's see who we've got listening. Liz says, hi from Ohio. Hi, Liz. Steve from Kirkland, Washington, 44 degrees and cloudy. We're going to send you some nice weather. Neil from Sterling, Illinois. Thank you
Yeah, and
for listening.
I think that might be his first time.
No,
recognize
it's
his
not.
name.
I've
It's
seen
not.
Neil before. Neil's been here
Yep.
before.
Okay, good.
And,
All right.
and I'll
welcome
see
back.
I'll see Neil on Friday. I've missed the
okay.
last couple of shows or meetings, but I'll be there this Friday.
Okay. Ed Weiss from sunny 40 degrees in central New Jersey. Mike Ungerman, a bright, sunny, solar-powered EV charging day in Orlando. Mike, of course, is a regular on our Monday show. He's doing a very popular, he's done a very popular series on solar powering your house. And of course, he has we're doing a lot of talk this year on EV cars on our Monday show. And Mike, of course, has an electric car, and he always has pictures of him sitting in front of the house, smiling as the sun's coming down, because he doesn't buy gas. And so, Mike and I just purchased an EV, so we're of course very interested, and we'll be talking lots about that on the show this year. Did you know? And there's an article coming up that you'll see on the I posted on our Facebook page that they're producing enough cars now, EV cars in the United States, that 50% of the people will be able to purchase them if they, have the potential of purchasing cars, of new people purchasing cars. So the supply is really increasing of EV cars. So it's a very good topic to talk about. Anyway, thanks for listening, Mike, and we will talk more. Murray Strom from Victoria, British Columbia. I hope it's as nice in Victoria, Murray, as it is up here in Comox. Let's see. Harrell? Harrell?
Probably E.R. Harrell.
E.R. Harrell. Shelby,
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Shelby, North Carolina, sunny, 60 degrees and plus. Is he new?
I think so.
Be. That name I don't recognize.
Right.
So if you are there, I'm sorry we can't see your name. It's probably because it's not properly put on there. But if you are, a big shout and hey, welcome to the show. If it is your first time, thank you for coming. I apologize I can't get your name right. Jeff from Southern California. Thursday is never a Zoom meeting, correct? It is always a broadcast meeting, and it is in either on our Facebook page or on our Zoom. And the link is well, you obviously know what the link is because you're watching the show, and I guess you're watching it on you're watching it on the YouTube feed. So it's not a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, the Monday meeting is a Zoom meeting.
Monday is a
Zoom. This meeting is either Facebook or YouTube.
Right.
We do have a Zoom meeting once a month on Thursdays, but that's to learn about Chromebooks.
That's true.
Yes.
But these meetings are always on either Facebook or on YouTube.
Right. Betty, hi to all. Nice and warm, Clearwater, Florida. Now, Betty, we've seen Betty before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Betty. I just want to make sure it's not your first time. Okay, nice. Welcome. Havana, Argyle, Texas, 61 degrees, maybe rain. Ooh. Bill, mixed clouds, 46 degrees in Willamette Valley, Oregon. Carolina beach music is the best for me. There you go. Sally-Ann, good day for everyone. Kirkland, Washington. Lots of people from Washington. Ivana, how are Bill James's gadgets episode indexed? Not well. Not well. Neil Forrester, hi from Street in Somerset, England. Rain showers, 52 degrees Fahrenheit, strong winds, and rain coming. Neil, welcome from England. Neil was you've been on the show a number of times, I believe. That's right, Neil from yeah.
But now we're international.
Yeah. Bob Baxter, Bob, Bellevue, Washington, 47 degrees, looking for 54. We're going to send you some nice, hot, sunny weather. Edie Taylor Richards, sunny 34 degrees in Prescott, Arizona. Had a very light dusting of snow last night. Ray, you didn't tell me that.
We did too over here. I'm not that far from Edie. And by the time I got up, though, and I looked out the window, it was a little bit of snow on the deck. When I went back an hour later, it was rain. So it's all gone.
All right. Irving says, last day in Florida, drizzle, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, back to Ottawa tomorrow. Yes, the snowbirds are going home.
Yeah, about half my neighborhood will be leaving in the next few weeks.
There you go. There you go. Well, I guess we should get on. So what we're going to talk about first of all, and I'll come down here and I'll talk about this news article that was in the news this week. And it was a CNET article, and it said these are the three. I'm just going to take off that
banner.
Yeah, just take off the banner, and we'll take that off. There we go. These are the three worst spots to install a home security camera. So I thought we'll certainly discuss that in a second. Let me come back down here. And we'll talk about what the three worst spots are in your home. But then I thought, I wonder if everyone has a security camera. Maybe some do, some don't. What's your feeling about security cameras? We haven't really talked about that for a while. Huey, what's your thoughts on? Do you have a security camera? Do you use them where you live?
I don't have a security camera inside.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I don't think I really need one inside, but I do have a Ring doorbell, and then I have a camera with a light on the front of the building, and I have one on my shed right by the back door. So I've got three cameras that monitor by action. If something moves or will set it off, it just doesn't record continually. But yeah, I think it's great. But inside, no, I kind of like my privacy. I don't need to be recording everything I do. And if I'm walking around in my underwear, I don't need to be on camera.
Right. Well, I have, let me tell you everyone about my situation. Of course, I'm a gadget nut, and I had a whole series of Arlo cameras set up around the house, inside and out. That's a few years ago, and put an Arlo hub in, and was watching all the movements in the house and outside, and got really bored doing that because just Gail and I live in the house. It was really boring for a while, and it really not much point in that. We also live in an area where there's almost zero crime. I mean, I've lived here for 40 years and there's just nothing ever for a security point of view. All as I get is deer walking through my yard and at night, which wakes me up with the alarm saying there's an intruder in the yard and they're deer. So it really wasn't. But what I do have, Huey, is I have a Ring doorbell camera like you do. And I like that because I like to be able to know when the mailman comes and and of course the Amazon parcels arrive, right? So it always notifies me on those two very special events. But aside from that, that's sort of what I use it for. I know that if you lived in a high crime area or an area which you were concerned about who came to the front door, then we're talking about something really different. But sort of, I don't have that issue. Ray, you live out in the middle of a forest. Aside from elk, is there anyone else that visits you?
Only the UPS guy.
Did the elk chase them off, or what?
No. So you're right. I'm in the middle of what's known as the Tonto National Forest. Yeah. I live on a dirt road that's a dead end. So we don't have any cars traveling up and down the street unless there's somebody that lives there. So truly, the first year I moved here, I bought all kinds of candy for Halloween because where I lived in Huntington Beach, California, we had hundreds of kids coming. They would be driven to my neighborhood to go door to door. I sat there for a year with extra candy in the house because nobody ever comes. So
Yeah, you're still eating it.
I'm still eating it. So the point is, I think these cameras are great depending where you live, as we've already said. And right now, I don't need it. When the UPS guy comes with my Amazon delivery, he does ring the bell. He brings it up right to my deck, puts it on a little chair I have outside the front door for that purpose. And so I don't need one.
So now I have to tell you, I watched a video this morning made, of course, by our next speaker, and he got me all fired up with his camera. And I just may actually buy one of the cameras Bob's going to tell us about, because it's pretty cool. There's some special features about this that's really interesting. Bob, tell us about your Wise camera.
Well, at my age, I'm also a wise person, and that's spelled WYZE. And I happen to love their cameras, especially the latest one.
Yeah.
Well, it may not be the latest, but it's the one I think is the nicest.
Right.
And the camera I'm talking about is called their Wise Cam Pan version 3. Now, I happen to also own the Wise Cam Pan, the original one. But the original one was designed for indoors. So indoors facing out is okay, but it had to be inside the house because it wasn't weatherproof. Then they recently came out with the Wise Cam Pan version 3, which is designed for outdoors. So as soon as that came out, I bought it. I took the old one, the one that I had on the porch, and protected to make sure it didn't get harmed. Took it, brought it inside, and put the new one on the outside where it belongs. And that's the camera that I had on this morning when I broadcast my personal Zoom. I'm sorry, my personal Zoom meeting over to YouTube. And that's what you were watching this morning. And that camera, number one, it pans. It will follow whatever moves in front of your house. You can also manually from the app on your phone move the camera from up to 180 degrees. So you pan the entire front part of your yard. You can also go up and down with it. So you can pan it to the sky all the way down to the floor. And then you can do one other thing, and that's, well, we all know you can zoom in and zoom out. And I can do that twice if I'm on my laptop, which I was this morning. I zoomed all the way out and all the way in on the phone, and then I did it again on the laptop. So it's like magnifying everything. You can really get some close-up stuff done that way. Had some birds this morning, and I actually was able to zoom right in on that bird. Fabulous camera. And actually, that, if you want a 1-pack, it's $34. If you want a 2-pack, it's $66. Just go to the Wise Cam Pan version 3 right on the Wise website.
But the other thing, Bob, there was 2 features about that camera that make it not unique, but really an unbelievable camera for that price. And the first
night vision.
That's right. It's amazing. And it's amazing. And the other thing that's crazy good about it is you don't need a subscription. You can store all the data on the SD card in the camera, right?
Correct.
So it's not going to cost you a monthly fee like most of these others cameras do.
Right.
But it's got to be plugged in, though, right?
Yes, it is a plug-in. It is not a battery camera. And I try to now get away from battery cameras because they're a pain in the neck to have to charge, and they always seem to run out when you need them most.
Right. So that's pretty
But
cool.
that's not the only camera. You know, I have 2 on the inside facing out because they're indoor cameras. I have one on the inside, which is part of the home protection that also comes from Wise. But that one works a little differently. It's only active when we actually leave the house.
Right.
When we're in the house and the alarm is not on, that camera isn't on. Or if we are home and we've set it so it guards and prevents people from coming in without our knowledge, that camera is not active because we can still move around the house. The camera is off.
Right. Bob, is it pretty easy? I mean, because you've got multiple cameras, the Wise app, does it work quite easily? It's easy to set up?
Very easy. Very easy.
Yeah.
And what you watched this morning and what you can still watch if you go to my YouTube channel, they have it where you can get it on the internet. And you can actually, and I made a video of how you project your camera to the internet. And then, of course, to your big screen TV, whatever.
Right.
Okay. But that's one of the nice things.
Yeah. So anyway, it's an interesting, and I think, Bob, did you put the link on? Are we going to look at the link today on our Facebook?
No, but I can put that onto the Facebook page.
All right, let's get to the articles that I want to just mention. So one of the first things is, these are the 3 areas you shouldn't put your camera in. And the first one is difficult to see locations. And it says, the article says, you might be tempted to point cameras at spots around your home that are difficult to see. There is an intuitive reason for this. And if you think you can't see a location from your windows or doors, you think that's where someone might be breaking into your house. But in fact, the security companies that have reviewed all this is that the thieves aren't that smart, and they usually come in the front door or where you're going to put your cameras, right? So hard to see locations, probably not such a good idea. The second one was violating privacy places. And I guess when you're putting your cameras up outside, it's important that you, of course, be careful where you're pointing the camera. For example, if it ran across the front of your yard right into your neighbor's front door, that may, be an issue with privacy with your neighbor. So, and of course, you putting them in bedrooms and bathrooms and things like that are of course problematic as well. So you have to be cognizant of the fact is where your camera is going to look. And I know one of the ones that looks down my driveway, I have pointed down so I can see the road and the driveway, but not across over into the neighbor's house. And the other one is when you're mounting these, be careful of putting them behind obstructions. And you may trees grow, shrubs grow, plants grow, so they often will grow in front of your camera. So when you're planning to put your camera in there, always think of what can be in the front of the camera, because your yard is really a very dynamic place. So
another thing on that particular topic, the one that I have in my back yard, there's a lot of trees back there. On a windy day, with the tree branches moving activates it, and so I get a lot of just empty videos. There's nobody there. All it is the trees moving, but I get a lot of activations because of a windy day.
All right, let's get on. Before we get on with the news of the day, let's are there any comments, Huey? Anyone listening?
Yeah, quite a few, as a matter of fact. Let's
Oh, Jolin's here. Hi, Jolin. Jolin's of course is the tech guru of the tech gurus, I guess. She does she works for a large computer club in South Carolina in Low Country, and she's been doing that for years, and she helps us with our Learning Chromebook series. So welcome, Jolin. And Neil, first time on Thursday from Georgetown, Texas, damp and 60 degrees. Welcome. Welcome to Neil. Thank you for coming, Neil. Big heads up there. Bill, does anyone have a camera system with a good program to view afterwards? Well, I'll tell you that, Neil or Bill, out of all the ones that I've used so far, the my Amazon
Ring?
my front door camera.
Ring.
My Ring, having a senior's moment. My Ring cam, the Ring software is amazing. It is really good software. So far as I like it the best. So
Yeah,
I interview it.
I've downloaded some of the videos of creatures that walk behind my house, and then pieced them together and made a little video of the opossum and the raccoons and the
Right.
cats, the feral cats that are out there, and so on. So
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. However, I will say that a lot of these, to do that, you need a subscription. So there is a monthly cost. That's
yeah,
one little catch to that, right? All
they're
right.
not expensive though.
No. Trez, hello from Columbia, South Carolina. Is it Trez's first time? Interesting topic. Last week, my detached garage was burgled, and they took all of my large power tools. Didn't have any other exterior cameras at that time. Now I use Simply Safe. Yes, we've talked about Simply Safe in the past. Works well. Yeah.
If I can interject, I had Simply Safe.
Right.
That's why I now have Wise, because I pay less per month, and I certainly paid a heck of a lot less for the product itself.
Yeah, it's Wise has really got some good cameras. Brian says, I am Weiss guy too. They are so sensitive at night, so bright at night. Yeah, I'm excited. I watched Bob's video today. He was up at 4:30 making the video, by the way.
Yeah, and if you watch it, you have all of 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 6 seconds. So it was on for quite a while, because I kept it on all the way until we got to sunrise.
Right. And Vale Williams, of course, Vale and I fixed computers at Silver Ridge and Mesa. He's a good friend of mine. We were in the computer club together. Vale's the first person I know that had a security camera. He's the one that talked me into them, got me going. He was into cameras long before everyone else. He says, I'm using a Weiss router. I'm using Weiss Router Pro, a mesh system with 2 satellites that is Wi-Fi 6E and 2.5 gig speed. Excellent system, and price at $375 for the entire system and free armor protection. There you go. Well done, Vale. All right, let's get on. We got to get on with we got to go do some work here, guys. Let me get over to settings here, and we'll share this. And
don't forget, you need to refresh.
Yeah, we'll do that. And I think what we're going to
ulterior motive.
Let's look here. Yeah, I think that'll be the best. All right, refresh here. Just a minute. Let me get. Just before we do that, let me just tell everybody while I'm refreshing. This is our Facebook page, and if you want to go there and look at our news articles that we're going through, you can certainly do that. Let me just. We always have a little contest, and we want to see who posted the first article.
Actually, the last article.
The last article, of course. Bob has been busy. That's why you were late this morning, Bob. You were publishing.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. No.
Just a coincidence.
But if you look at what it says when it was posted, it says just now.
I guarantee you'll be first.
There you go. So you want to watch Bob for 2.5 hours? You want to watch his back. Is that a backyard or front yard? What do you call that?
Front yard.
If you want to watch his front yard at night for 2.5 hours, it's a very interesting.
All the way to sunrise.
And
it was a pretty nice looking sunrise too.
I'm going to put that on my things to do.
There you go. So look here. Ray. Wow, Ray.
Yes. Well, I wanted to surprise you guys today.
You are always full of surprises.
All right. So most of us have heard of Moore's Law, and that was named after Gordon Moore, and he passed away last Friday at his home in Hawaii. He was Intel's longest serving chairman and CEO when he helped co-found the company back in 1968. And 3 years earlier, he famously predicted that the number of transistors on a circuit would double yearly. And he later changed that to every 2 years. And this proved true for over 40 years. So he truly was a giant in the world of computers.
Yep.
Amazing. Well, I always heard about Moore's Law. And of course, Leo Laporte was always quoting that. And I listen to Leo all the time. Ray, yeah, I posted this article as well. Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's called Walmart. So if you're like me, in your home, you have places, and I have a drawer in my office here that is full of cell phones I don't use anymore. But they still work, but they're outdated. But because they work, I don't want to throw them away. So Walmart has started, and they call this Gadgets to Gifts Cards program. And you fill out an online appraisal form, and you ship them to Walmart for free. Walmart appraises the device, and in less than 4 weeks will provide you with one of their e-gift cards that you can use at either Walmart or Sam's Club. So one way to get something back for all the old gadgets we're still hanging on to.
I'm hoping I have enough gadgets to sell back to Walmart to pay for Walmart Plus for the next year, because I can't afford Amazon Prime anymore.
Ray, did I read the article? Do you get the sense they're going to send you the mailer, which will be prepaid, or how are they going to? Like, I don't quite understand how you get the stuff to them.
So you go online and you tell them the kind of device you have.
Right.
They then will mail you the shipping package.
Oh, okay. All right.
And once you get that, you put it in and mail it back to them.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I imagine there's some things they'll say no, thank you.
Right.
But I have a DOS computer. I wonder if they'll give me anything for it.
Well, probably it's a recycling. I don't know.
The Smithsonian probably will.
That's where.
Okay. Porch thieves beware.
Right. So I came, since I don't have one of the fancy cameras at home on my deck or looking out the door, I decided, let me post this article. And my wife, Carol, brought this to my attention. This is a gentleman named Mark Rober. He's 43 years old. He made a slight career change. He went from being a mechanical engineer at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory of NASA to a YouTuber. But more recently, he's noted for his invention to fight against porch piracy. And you'll see this in this article. There's a brief bio on him. And he creates a glitter bomb. So when the thief steals the package and brings it home and opens it up. But the sophistication of this is incredible. And if you click on this article and read it, in it, there is his video. It's called Glitter Bomb 1.0 versus the Porch Pirate. I guarantee you will not stop laughing.
Right. It's good. I've seen actually some of his work. It's good. Bob, I just wanted to update you. Now, last night on the national news I was watching, we've talked about this at Tech for Senior a lot, about the AI voice impersonating people and the seniors. And they were interviewing, of course, seniors that got scammed out of large amounts of money because, of course, their kids phoned them, their grandchildren phoned them and said that, well, a police officer phoned them or a lawyer phoned them saying that they were in jail. They had just been drunk and run over somebody and they needed bail to get out. And the story. But it's so common now, and AI even makes it easier. So it made the national news. So I just thought it's even getting worse. We've talked about it a lot on our Monday show.
It usually takes a while after I bring it out on Tech for Senior before national news picks it up and then makes everybody aware of it. But if you listen to Tech for Senior on a regular basis,
there you go.
We talked about this quite a bit.
We do.
We talk about a lot of things before it makes the news. That's why a lot of people listen to us.
That's why it makes the news, because we talk about it.
Yeah,
that's right. We did Windows 11 first. Like, it was out, like we broadcast that the very first.
Yep.
We're right on there. Now this this is I got to get Bill James to do this on his gadgets. If Bill's listening, this is what you should use on your for your next gadget. Bill always does gadgets on our Tuesday show. He picks a gadget. Our Tuesday newsletter, he picks a gadget up. This is the Insta 360 Flow. Now it's a gimbaled handheld tripod for your smartphone. Now, what's interesting about this is two things. First of all, it's got AI on it, so which does some pretty incredible things. One of the things is when you're filming someone and it's following you, if that person goes out of the screen or off, the one that I have that's a DJI one, it's an older one, um, loses it. Like it won't follow you, but this figures out where you are and will continue to follow you, which is really incredible. I mean, it does some very impressive stuff, and it's cheap. It's only at least a Canadian. I think it was about $210, so it's probably $150, $160 US. And this is available, and this is called the Insta 360 Flow. So if you are a blog maker or you're interested in doing video work, this is a really neat device.
You'll notice the way it holds the phone. That's got a little, probably
Yep.
spring-loaded clamp, and it's right in the center. I have an old iPhone. It's not that old, but it's an old iPhone. I only use it for picture taking. I don't have it hooked up to a phone line or anything. And I tried to use it with something similar to this, but not just one that would clamp on there, so I could use it as on a tripod. And I found that it interfered with the buttons. It was pushing buttons, and I couldn't get to the other buttons easily to do things.
Here we just move it.
No,
I have the same thing. You just move the phone.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. It's a small phone, and the way the clamp was, it was too big. Maybe I need one with a smaller clamp on it. But I had a terrible time with it.
But I will tell you, this is a really good product. All right, let's see here. Now we've also talked at great length about Bard and ChatGPT. I don't want to spend a lot of time today on it. I know Bob could talk for a couple of hours on the subject, but
so could I.
Yeah, so can Huey. We all can do that. But this is a good article, and it was out by Android Authority, and it's the difference between ChatGPT and Google Bard and the pros and cons and the differences between the two. I just put that up there for a reference article, so if you want to look at it, go ahead. Now here, this was an interesting article. I was talking to Mike Ungerman about this, and Mike, we need to do maybe we should do an informal chat maybe on our Monday show for 10 minutes. Mike and Ron on their EV cars. This is interesting. JD Power just released this. Suitable EVs available this year for 50% of the US car buyers. And this was just sent from JD Power this morning. And I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't buy an EV car. All as I'm saying that 50% now of suitable buyers will be able to purchase an EV, which was not the case 2 years ago or even last year. So life has changed a lot. So there will be lots of people looking for this as an option when they're going to purchase a car or looking at a car. So life's changing quickly. So I thought that was an interesting article. Mike and I will be talking a lot this year about our experiences. Now the next one, Bob, I got a question for you on this. Microsoft has busily this week been talking about AI for Windows 12. I guess I got this feeling we're going to get Windows 12 pretty quick because of AI. I guess where does Windows 11 go? Some of us have got Windows 10.
Where does Windows 10 go? Because it's still going to be around till 2025.
Isn't this going to get confusing?
Yeah,
I got a feeling.
Correct.
I think Windows 12 is going to come out pretty quick now that they've got decide what they're going to do with it. But now we've got 10, 11, we got 12. Life gets really.
Actually, when I looked at this headline this morning, it says Microsoft to reportedly focus on security and AI. I know Avast has been using AI for security for a very long time. Most of the stuff in cybersecurity is actually AI control because it makes it so much easier on the repetitive stuff.
Yeah.
But they're not talking about the AI within their security product. They're
Right.
talking about using it as part of what you'll have in the new interface.
Right.
They're talking actually about having Chat GPT as one of the pinned items on the taskbar.
That's right. Yeah.
I was
Well,
reading another article. I was reading an article on Windows 12 and what some people believe that it's going to be, and it's going to be in sections, so
Yeah.
they can have different levels of the amount of I guess the operating
Capabilities.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, the capabilities, so they can have one version of Windows 12 that's going to be comparable to Chrome OS and the Chromebooks, and then they'll have another high-end one, and then they'll have some things in between, and so you can.
Right now, we have a split between home and pro. They're
Yeah.
just going to break it up into 7 different layers. So, you know, we have a version for anybody.
I know. This is going to get complicated. Hey,
Yeah.
more to
Yep.
talk about, right? More to talk about on our show.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and maybe
more
they'll
things-
maybe they'll
more
come out with a phone version too.
More things to confuse seniors.
Exactly.
There's going to be one change with the specs where now, instead of right now, Windows 11 can actually work on only 4 gig of memory. They're going to change that to 8.
Oh, really?
That's going to knock out a lot of devices that only have 4, like tablets.
Well, but if you cut it down, why do you have to increase the RAM? I thought you were cutting things down. If you cut it down to its bare minimum, it should be running on 2 gigs, not 8 gigs.
Yeah, they'll probably have different versions with different requirements.
Yep.
Huey, any comments before we were started? Got 15 minutes left. Any comments? Anyone saying anything nice about it?
Let's see where we left off.
No, not actually.
Nothing.
Just
Bill says 29 watching, 12 likes. Click the button. Thanks, Bill. Click the like, please, if you like our show. Neil says, is it time to move to Linux? Well, interesting.
No.
Interesting.
That's the only one I don't have.
Well, anyway,
I don't want.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Linux on Chromebooks next, our next Chromebook session. I'll tell you that right now. I'm working on our project.
I'll be listening. I won't be talking.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's keep going. Well, now this is interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this article this morning. We're going to have a hot summer. I assume it's going to be hot. It always is hot every summer, and there's always heat alerts. And Google is bringing heat alerts to search. So you'll be able to see heat alerts for your area, and that's going to be a big part in staying cool this summer, predicting where we're going to be.
Unless they also provide the air conditioning, it's not going to help anything.
Yeah, that's right. Ray, foldable shit. Now, Ray, of course, has a flip phone, not a foldable phone. And Ray is a cool guy, and he really thinks it's a neat phone. And just, we're sort of, Bob and Huey and I, we still got, our Pixels or our Samsung, whatever's, but we don't have foldable. And I'm sort of sitting on the fence saying, I don't really think a foldable is a big deal. I can see a flip, but maybe foldable. But just let you know that a lot of people are buying foldable phones, and foldable phones are really, really moving ahead. And so this was an article that indicated just the volume of phones that we're going to be looking at by 2027, and they are becoming more and more popular. And I just thought that was interesting.
With foldable phone, if you're comfortable with the size of a normal cell phone these days, this gives you double the real estate. So depending what you're doing, particularly if you're in a business environment where you need to be doing things, you now have twice as much screen real estate to work with. If you're like me, it's all about comfort and the ease of carrying a flip phone in your pocket. Compared, if I was a woman and I had a purse, maybe I wouldn't have gone for the flip phone. But as a guy with just pockets, it's worked out better than I expected.
Very good. And Microsoft is bringing, oh, yes. Did you guys see this? Those rascals. So AI is expensive. So how are we going to pay for AI? Everything is free. ChatGPT is free. Everything's free. Who's going to pay for this? Well, Microsoft is bringing ads to its AI-powered Bing search. So we're going to have ads now with our Bing search.
Yeah, AI is not cheap. If you look at all of the new services that are coming out that are AI, they'll run anywhere from 10 on the low end to $40 a month
Right.
for the services, and most of them are investing a lot of money to come out with these, and a lot of them are going to go under or will merge or get bought up. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of venture capitalists that are putting a lot of money into these various AI ventures that won't make it. They're going to lose a lot of money.
Yeah, I didn't post
Indeed.
the article. I thought about it, but Elon Musk and a couple of others in the field have really strongly suggested putting a halt to the expansion of AI right now, because they're
6-month
afraid
halt.
of what could happen. And to me, once the genie is out of the bottle, you cannot put him back.
That's for sure.
That's correct.
T-Mobile users can now make calls using analog.
That's two in a row you posted right after I posted them.
Yeah, and I almost posted it. I didn't. I just saw this just before we went on.
I know.
I have T-Mobile.
What's that expression? Great minds think alike.
It is.
Now,
It is.
I actually tried this last night.
Oh, did you? Did it work?
I called. Oh, it's fabulous. It is fabulous.
Really?
Once you install the app, or once you make it usable, okay, because you have to give permission and stuff. But you just follow the thing in the article, and that's how I set it up. And then I called one of my daughters. Now, Alice is having a problem with her hearing, and because we were able to do it through Miss A, it was nice and loud, and she had no problems whatsoever. And you did the dialing. You just said, call so-and-so. It did the dialing for you. And then at the end, you just tell it to hang up, or you push the little red button to hang it up. But the conversation was crystal clear, and it was nice and loud. Of course, you can adjust it to your own taste. But for Alice, it was nice because she was actually able to have a nice conversation and hear every bit of it.
Right.
You can also tell Miss A to answer a call and have it like a speakerphone, but be using Miss A instead of your phone as the speaker.
Yep. Right.
But the thing people need to understand, like this article said, is that it is using your phone, and it's using your phone number and your phone plan. So you have to have that set up.
Now, the nice thing is with T-Mobile, that service is free. If you have Verizon, it's also available, but it'll cost you $5 a month for Verizon. Yes.
Those rascals.
Well, what can I tell you?
Well, so it's good. And this is a new service that just started. So if you do have T-Mobile, then you might want to look at this. This is a good service.
Yeah, you might get a phone call from me later today testing it.
I have it set up so I can answer it on my.
I put this up for Mike Ungerman. He's probably read the article. I'm not going to go into it, but we've been watching the Rivian trucks, and this is a good article on the history and comparison of Rivian trucks, which of course are an EV truck. EV truck. So just a reference article that's there. Bob.
Ron. What I just noticed on this truck is the hood seems to be longer than the bed.
I think that's probably an optical illusion. I would think so. We just discussed that, Bob. Great minds think alike. There you go. Great minds think alike again. Huey. VPN service provider.
Yeah, this is a good article.
Good reference article.
A good reference if you're looking to do a VPN. What some of the things to look for and to avoid.
Excellent, thank you.
If it keeps a log, stay the heck away from it.
Right.
That's the best advice I can offer. Because if it keeps a log, it means somebody can get a hold of the log.
That's right. Huey, Mike, yeah, we need to talk about this. This might be a good topic for a Monday show. We're talking about Office 365, Office 2021, 365. There are a lot of terminology changes here, right?
Yeah, and this article kind of tries to explain and make it so you
Oh.
understand the difference between the Microsoft 365
Right.
and the Office program itself.
Good reference article.
Also, one big thing to realize is Microsoft 365 always has the latest things included, whereas Office 21 is Office 21.
Yeah.
2021. That's it. That's what you got. It does not update immediately new features when you have the package that you purchased.
Huey.
Yeah, Microsoft is calling their AI add-ons for their various products Copilot, and there's going to be Copilot coming out for all of their Office products, but they're also coming out with one for their security, and it's a GPT-4 AI assistant for cybersecurity. Well, it'd be interesting to see where that goes.
And Crisp.
Yeah, Bob and I use and recommend Crisp to filter out background noises and the things going on. Crisp also has come to the point now that it can recognize your voice, and if somebody else in the room is talking, it actually will filter them out and only you. But now they're also coming out with some new products. That's going to be interesting. If you could move it up just a little bit, Ron, because no, the other way. So they're expanding from just the noise canceling, which is what we use it for, to some on-device transcription. So because they're already working with the voice, they can go a little bit farther, and so they're coming out with some other products as well.
I actually have the beta version installed on one of my computers. And I was testing or wanted to test the transcription, and it wasn't working for me. So I've been in touch with customer support. They said, well, it only kicks in after you've done it for 5 minutes. And I didn't talk long enough for 5 minutes to go by. So I'll have to remember when I do the next video, I need to be there for 5 minutes, and then it should kick in. And then, of course, I could cut the video, take the front part out. But my first attempt at making this thing work didn't work.
Right. Just in the audience, there may be people who just don't understand what Crisp is. And I thought it would be, Crisp is a software, is a piece of software that removes the background noise for broadcasting. If you're broadcasting to Zoom or wherever you're broadcasting, it'll remove background noise. And Bob, and Huey, it's free, right?
It can go, well, they have a free version and they have a paid version. And if you really want it, then you should be using the paid version.
Okay.
Because the free version, although it does all of the stuff, is very limited in the amount of time you can use it for. And one other thing Crisp can do is I can be using Crisp, doing a Zoom meeting. My wife can come over to me and say, hey, hon, how about, and you'll never hear her talking because it's trained to my voice. So if somebody else interrupts me while I'm in the middle of the Zoom meeting, you won't get the interruption when you're on the other end.
Right.
It's also available not only on PCs, but also on Macs.
Correct.
And it's called KRISP. And that's Crisp. Just because there may be some people that are listening that might be interested that just they've never heard of it, right? So, and that's what's
both
called.
Bob and I have paid for it and use it all the time.
Yep.
Right. All right. That's good. Huey, Magic Eraser.
Yeah, this is just an article that's comparing the Google Magic Eraser. The Samsung has something called Object Eraser, and it's just an article comparing the two of them. And since I have a Samsung phone, the Google Magic Eraser works with the Google Photos, and of course Samsung works with the Samsung Gallery. So you can use one or the other, and then this explains what the differences between them are.
Good reference article.
Yes.
Now, and I think we'll probably finish up with this article. Interesting enough, if you are interested in a Pixel Watch this week, and I checked it, the Google Amazon actually has it off $50 less than the Google Store. And this is very unusual. I follow the Pixel Watch quite carefully price wise, and it always this Google controls the price of the Pixel Watch very carefully. So you don't, if it's on sale at Best Buy or wherever, it will be on sale in the Google Store. But for some reason, that's not the case this week. In fact, it is $50 less on Amazon, and I compared it to the Google Store, and it's $50 more in the Google Store. So this is a very unique situation. If you are interested in the Pixel Watch, it is $50 off, and that is true. You won't get that at the Google Store. Okay.
One more thing before we break away. The next two articles, one is an excellent image tool, and the other one's an excellent text tool. Both online, totally free. They don't do anything. Everything happens on your computer. They store nothing. So if you have something to do with text or images, take a look at those two from the same people, but two different tools. Yep.
Okay. All on our Facebook page. Huey, and wrapping this up, any further comments?
Yeah, there was one last comment.
Mike says, I use Linux on my notebook and second desktop. Works great. I have to stay with Windows for Quicken on my main desktop.
Okay.
And I would like to close out with somebody turned me on to a writer. He writes several articles, and I haven't found the one that she referenced to me, but it's a fellow by the name, I'm looking for his name now. His last name is, and where'd it go? Gosh, I've gotten so many emails here. Anyway, I believe it's Houwe. I believe it's pronounced How. He is a futurist, and he's the official futurist for the Ringling Museum in Sarasota. And he is not calling it artificial intelligence. He said it should be called technical or technology intelligence, because it's not really artificial. It's being generated by technology. And I thought that was a very good statement. And so we should call it TI and not AI.
Yeah. All right. Listen, thanks everyone for coming. It is, of course, top of the hour. We invite you to our Monday show. This Monday will, of course, be our first show in our season 4, and Huey will be hosting the show. It's going to be a great show on Monday, and then we will be back same time, same place next week. All sorts of more news of the week. We never seem to lack news. It's tech news is always there, right, guys?
So TI for us should be tuned in.
Well done. And Bob, I think I'm going to order that security camera. I think I'm going to do that. I'll tell you.
You will not be sorry. You will not be sorry. You will enjoy it.
I'm going to have to get a Wi-Fi extender and a long extension cord to be able to use one.
All right. Listen, thanks for coming, everyone, and we'll see you soon. All right. Bye now.